Hello and welcome everyone. And now we are going to understand the basic terms that comes into simple harmonic motions. So the first one is the time period or simply called as period. So in any periodic motion we see that motion repeats itself after a certain interval of time. So that smallest interval of time after which the motion is repeating. Suppose if this is my displacement curve of the motion and this is my x-axis and this is my y-axis. On x-axis I represent time, on y-axis I represent displacement xt. So if the periodic function is repeating itself like this, okay, so we can call it a periodic function with a time period equal to capital T like this, okay, because the particle was here first of all at t is equal to 0 and particle is at the same position after time t is equal to capital T. You can take any position. If I take this time small t, particle is here, and similarly particle is again at the same position at time t plus capital T. Okay, so this is a periodic motion and this is time period and it is represented by capital T. This is the standard symbol and its SI unit is in second. So the unit can vary from microseconds to years. Like in our experiments in science labs, we take the time period for quartz crystal in microseconds, 10 to the power minus 6 seconds. Whereas the time period for Mercury planet is equal to 88 days. And the Halley's comet appears after every 76 years. So the scale, so the spectrum on which time period is being measured is really very broad. Okay. So the next term that is always used in the vibrations is frequency. Just as we differentiated oscillation and vibration. Oscillation have lower frequency. Vibration have higher frequency. Okay. So frequency is denoted by the term nu. Many people read it as V. That is just wrong. Absolutely wrong. This is pronounced as nu. Okay. This is the pronunciation. Now this the unit of nu is in second inverse. Why? Because the relationship between frequency and time period is simply the reciprocal of each other. The reciprocal of time period gives the number of repetitions that occur per unit time. Now you can understand it from the simple unitary method we all of us must have done in our basic mathematics classes, that we say in time t seconds, okay, it takes t seconds to complete one repetition. Okay, all right. Similarly, if we are asked how many repetition the body will undergo in just 1 second, so this can also be calculated very easily. In 1 second the body will undergo 1 upon t repetitions. Okay, so this is what is all about this frequency. Frequency is the reciprocal of time period, which is equal to 1 by t, and this gives us the number of repetitions that occur per unit time or per in a second. Okay, so this is what called as the frequency of the periodic motion and it is measured in second inverse, okay, represented by nu. So frequency has also got another unit. Now this unit has been given in honor to the discoverer of radio waves, Heinrich Rudolf Hertz, and the unit of frequency is said to be Hertz. Now Hertz is represented simply by this Hz. So 1 Hertz is equal to 1 oscillation per second. So its unit will be also 1 second inverse. Alright. So this is all about the frequency, and the next is the example. So if the question comes as A human heart is found to be beating 75 times in a minute. So calculate its frequency and a time period. So the beating frequency of heart will be equal to 75 by 1 minute, and 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. So 1.25 beating is happening in each second. So frequency is equal to 1.25 hertz. Okay. And the time period t is reciprocal of frequency, or you can say it in vice versa as frequency is the reciprocal of time period. Nothing matters. So time period is equal to 1 upon nu, and you will get the time period equal to 0.8 second. Okay. So it takes 0.8 second to complete one repetition or one beating. Okay. So this is basic understanding of time period and frequency. Now next term that is used is displacement. Now as we have understood that in oscillation there is a equilibrium position or the mean position, and displacement of the body is always measured from this mean position. Just like we take some origin na, in everywhere for measuring distance, some displacement. Similarly, displacement in oscillating body is measured from the mean position, and it is represented equal to xt, or it is also represented as a function of time period. See, with respect to time, displacement is continuously changing, and we know that this is a periodic motion, so this displacement will be equal to of t plus capital T, because this is the periodic motion and periodic motion repeats itself. So the value of displacement at time equal to small t will be equal to value of displacement at time equal to t plus capital T. Similarly, you can go on writing like this: ft plus 2t, ft plus 3t, and we can generalize this as ft plus n times capital T, because this is a periodic function. So we represent this type of periodic function by a simple harmonic motion, and harmonic motion can be sine function or cosine functions. So we can take the simplest periodic function as the ft is equal to a cos omega t. Now we will discuss everything, a as an amplitude, omega as natural frequency, slowly, or we can take ft is equal to a sine omega t. Okay. So we can see in this case the augment of this function omega t. Now what is this augment? If you have studied complex number is a combination of real numbers and imaginary numbers. Like you must have studied numbers like 2 plus 5i. This I is iota, 2 plus 5 iota. So this is a complex number. So in complex number, when we talk of angle, we don't call it angle, we call it augment. So angle is said to be augment in complex number. So the same term is being used here. If the augment of this function, now what is the angle here, or the augment is omega t. Now omega t, if we keep on increasing omega t by an integral multiple of 2 pi radian, the value of function is going to remain same. Okay. So we can write ft, if it is equal to a cos omega t, is equal to a cos omega t plus 2 pi, and similarly we can generalize it as a cos omega t plus 2n pi. Alright. So the smallest time interval after which function is repeating is 2 pi. Okay. So time period can be calculated as omega t is the augment, and this has to be equated with 2 pi. So this t will be equal to capital T now, time period, and time period will be written as 2 pi upon omega. Okay. So this is the formula of how to calculate the time period of a periodic function. T is equal to 2 pi by omega. Okay, and we can write the function as ft plus t, or we can also extend it or generalize it as ft plus n times t. So as we have seen that the simplest periodic function is a cos omega t or a sin omega t. Similarly, this equation of displacement can also be written as a combination of these sine terms as a sin omega t plus b cos omega t. Now this is also a periodic function of the same time period, capital T. T is equal to 2 pi upon omega. Now if we do a small substitution, that is as per the mathematics, if we do this small substitution by substituting capital A, this A is equal to d cos phi. Here we are substituting with A is equal to d cos phi and B is equal to d sin phi. Then we can write the function as ft is equal to d sin omega t plus phi. Now you must have studied sin A plus B is equal to sin A cos B plus cos A sin B. Okay, so this formula you must have studied. So the value of phi and capital D can be calculated as, if you take the ratio of these two equations, then you come as tan phi is equal to B upon A. So phi will be equal to tan inverse B upon A. And if you square both these equations, and you will get cos square phi plus sin square phi is equal to 1. So we can write A square plus B square is equal to D square. And eventually we can write capital D is equal to root under A square plus B square. So even a combination of this type of harmonic function can be simplified as this: f is equal to capital D sin omega t plus phi. So now onwards, when we are going to discuss simple harmonic motion, we will be considering this function. Okay. So the few more points regarding displacement is that the great importance of periodic sine and cosine function is due to a remarkable result proved by a French mathematician who is named as Joseph Fourier, is that any periodic function can be expressed as a superposition of sine and cosine functions of different time periods with suitable coefficients. So any periodic function, specifically here periodic function refers to oscillatory motion. So any oscillatory motion can be expressed as a combination of A sin phi or B cos theta, like this. There may be different coefficients. So these are the different coefficients, and there may be different time periods. Okay, so these two belongs to the time period and these two belongs to the coefficients. Okay, so coefficients and time periods may vary, but we can express any displacement function in any periodic function with the help of sine and cosine functions. Okay, so we limit ourselves only to the simpler equations only. Okay, now the next example comes as, which of the following functions of time represent a periodic function or non-periodic function? So you have to calculate the time period for each case of periodic function. If the function is periodic, you have to calculate time period for each of the periodic functions motions. Now as we have learned that for a periodic function ft, the condition for it being a periodic motion is ft plus capital T. If function is satisfying this, then the function is a periodic function. And we know that sin omega t, this function is a periodic function because we just have to add 2 pi. Okay, and the value will be same here. This will also be a periodic function, but here time period will be little different, not here 2 pi by omega simply. So that you have to calculate. Okay, what will be the time period in this case? In this case, time period will be for sin omega t, it's 2 pi by omega. For cos 2 omega t, it's pi upon omega. And for sin 4 omega t, it's equal to pi upon 2 omega. Now which one is the least of these three time periods? Okay, which one is the least? I think this one is the least, and then this is, and then this. So after pi upon pi by 2 omega, this function is repeating, then pi plus omega, this function is repeating, and then 2 pi upon omega, this function is repeating. So the time period for this will also be equal to 2 pi upon omega only. Okay, that you will understand if you draw the graphs. It's very easy. And regarding this function eventually dies out like this. Okay, e to the power minus omega t. So this is not a periodic function. If you talk of log omega t is also like this. It goes on increasing like this. So it's not a periodic function. So you need not to calculate time period in third and fourth. So now let us come to the simple harmonic motions. So simple harmonic motion, if we consider a particle, this is the particle, and this particle is oscillating back and forth. Okay, about the origin, if this is my origin O, and this particle is oscillating back and forth about the origin of an x-axis, and this is the limits plus a and minus a. Okay, as shown in the figure. So this oscillatory motion is said to be simple harmonic if the displacement x, now displacement is measured in this fashion, x of the particle from the origin varies with time as xt is equal to a cos omega t plus phi. Okay, now here capital A, omega and phi are constant. Thus simple harmonic motion SHM is not any periodic motion but one in which displacement is a sinusoidal function of time. So simple harmonic motion are only those motions in which the displacement function is a sinusoidal function. Okay, now why only sinusoidal functions are said to be simple harmonic motion, you will understand it very soon. Okay, because the basic criteria of simple harmonic motion is something else that we will discuss very soon. Now in this let us first of all understand what is capital A, omega and phi before discussing those things. So in this figure you can see the oscillation is plotted on the graph x versus t, which gives the value of displacement. Now this is the maximum displacement A, and this is the maximum displacement on negative side. Okay, so this is along positive x-axis and this is along negative x-axis, and this is my origin. So the motion can be represented like this. Now body can be here and there and there at different times. Okay, so if we join all these positions, we get this curve. So xt here is equal to a cos omega t plus phi, and we know the cosine function starts from maximum value and then it goes to 0 at 90 degree, and then again it goes to negative value, like this it goes. Okay, so xt is said to be displacement x as a function of time t, and capital A is said to be amplitude. Amplitude is the maximum displacement that a particle can undergo in oscillation motion. Now omega is called as angular frequency. Okay, and omega t plus phi, entirely this value is said to be phase. Okay, and this phase is time dependent. Why this phase is time dependent? Because there is a variable time t is a variable, so that's why phase is said to be time dependent. It's not constant, because if we put t is equal to 0, the phase will be equal to phi, and that's why phi is said to be phase constant. You understand this? Why phi is said to be phase constant? because phase which is time dependent, it when we calculate the phase at t is equal to 0, we get it is equal to phi. So that's why phi is said to be phase constant. It's a constant. Only t is variable in this. Now what is amplitude? So amplitude A of simple harmonic motion is the magnitude of maximum displacement of the particle. Okay, so as the cosine function of time varies from +1 to -1, so displacement varies between extremes +a to -a, like you can see in all these functions, +a to -a. So this is amplitude of the simple harmonic motion. Similarly, if we talk of phase which is equal to omega t plus phi, while the amplitude A is fixed, A is a constant, amplitude is constant. The state of motion, it deals with everything regarding the position, velocity and acceleration. So the state of motion, specifically position and velocity of the particle at any time t, depends on the argument omega t plus phi in the cosine function, and this time dependent quantity omega t plus phi is said to be the phase of the motion. Now the value of phase at t is equal to 0, as we have discussed, is said to be phase constant. Now there can be phase lag and phase gain that we can also discuss, just like you are seeing here two graphs. One is the blue graphs and other is the black graph. Both are oscillatory motion of same amplitude. Okay, capital A is the amplitude in both the cases, but there is phase lag in both the curves, and there is phase lag by how much? Phi is equal to minus pi by 4 in this curve, black curve. Okay, because at time t is equal to 0, that is this time is t is equal to 0, the value of phase was equal to phi, and this phi is given as minus pi by 4. Okay, so this is the phase lag between the two curves, otherwise there is no difference as such. Now the next term is angular frequency, omega. So omega is represented by not just a small letter w, but it is represented something like this. Okay, so this is read as omega. In electrical engineering also we study in electrical circuits omega. Okay, like this, it is represented as like this. Basically omega is said to be unit of resistance there, na? So it is represented like this in electrical courses, but in civil engineering we call omega and it is represented by this letter. All right, so angular frequency, its SI unit is radian per second. Now since omega t was the augment and this is in radian, you know, augment we are again and again calling augment is angle. An angle is represented by two ways. Okay, how angle is represented? One is the radian and other is the degree Celsius, not degree, simply degree. So angle is just a ratio. Angle is a ratio. Ratio of angle is what? If you go to the basic, angle is the ratio of arc upon radius. You remember this always. Arc upon radius, the ratio will be equal to angle. This is the basic definition of angle. So since arc is in length and radius also have got unit of length, so unit of length is in millimeter, so millimeter upon millimeter it becomes dimensionless. So angle is a dimensionless quantity. Okay, so angle can be represented as radian or it can be represented as degree. See, when I say sine 15 simply write it as sine 15, and one way I write as sine 15 degree. What is the difference between these two terms? So you can easily guess that in the first case, this 15 is the 15 radian, okay, and in the second case, this 15 degree is the 15 degree. So I hope you must have studied the relation between radian and degree. 2 pi radian is equal to 360 degree, okay. So 1 radian is equal to 360 by 2 pi, this much degree, okay. So this is how we convert from degree to radian. So basically omega, when we talk of angular frequency, omega t is the angle or the augment. So omega t is represented mostly in radian, okay, in most of the oscillatory motions. So when omega t is represented as a radian, so it is equal to we can represent it as omega t radian, and we know that t is in second, so omega will naturally get unit as radian per second, okay, and radian have no unit. We can write it as omega is equal to 15 if there is 15 radian upon second, so it can be written as omega is equal to 15 second inverse. So omega also have a similar frequency, similar unit as the frequency, but you should know the difference here, that angular frequency here is represented as radian per second, okay. Now its SI unit is radian per second, and since the frequency of oscillation is 1 upon t, omega is 2 pi times the frequency of oscillation. Now most of the students do the mistake here, so hear it very attentively, that's why I am discussing it in very detailed fashion. We have discussed now two terms. One is frequency, again I am writing them. One is frequency and other is angular frequency. Are both same? No. Frequency is represented by letter nu, angular frequency is represented by letter omega. Frequency have got a unit of hertz or simply second inverse. Angular frequency have also got the unit as second inverse, but it is more correctly read as radians per second, okay. More correctly it is read as radian per second. I hope these things must be very clear to you. So when we calculate frequency, now frequency is equal to 1 upon time period. This is what we have discussed right now. And angular frequency omega will be equal to what? 2 pi upon capital T. See, we have calculated T is equal to 2 pi upon omega. Okay. So from here we can write angular frequency omega is equal to 2 pi upon capital T. T is the time period. So this is how we calculate frequency, and this is how we calculate angular frequency. Frequency is simply reciprocal of time period, and angular frequency is 2 pi times the reciprocal of time period, or 2 pi times the frequency of oscillation. So please keep these things in your mind while doing the numerical problems, and don't get confused and mix both these terms. So two simple harmonic motions may have the same amplitude and theta and phi, but different omega. Now this graph you can see here as there are two graphs being shown here, and both these graphs have got same amplitude and same phase also, but they have got different angular frequency omega. So what is happening because of that? We can see the time period t, this function is repeating itself here and here. This black curve, I'm talking of this black curve. And when we talk of this blue curve, this function is repeating from it was here and again it was here. So you can see the difference here. In the black curve, this is the time period TB, T black, and in blue curve, this is the time period. Okay. So in this plot, the blue curve have got double the time period than the time period of the black curve, or we can say the frequency is half in case of blue curve in comparison with the black curve. Okay, so all these standard symbols that we have discussed, like starting from the time period, frequency, amplitude, displacement, phase, phase constant, angular frequency, everything will become very clear when we will do a numerical problem on it in the tutorial section. So we will do that in the upcoming videos. So stay tuned and stay safe. Thank you.